What up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Dodgers Territory on this Monday, July 7th. We are so happy that you are here. That is Clint Pasillas. I am Alanna Rizzo. We are your hosts for the next 30 minutes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things. Don't forget we have merch. DodgersTerritoryShop.com. We appreciate you guys being here so much. It's always great to be back with you, despite the fact that we had a really poopy weekend against the Houston Astros. Clint, let's get to it.
Yeah, not the way you want your weekend to go, huh?
No, but I have a silver lining. I'm here bringing positivity to the masses. Again, no disrespect against Justin Wrobleski, no disrespect against Emmett Sheehan, but this is not Blake Snell. This is not, I think Dodgers Andrew brought up a really good point, right? We beat Ben Kasparius. I think that's supposed to be Wrobleski. Noah Davis and Will Klein. But again, like this is good for these guys continuing to get big league experience, getting these moments, pitching in these situations. But if in fact we do meet the Astros again, we're gonna have better pitching, right? You're hoping that you have the Blake Snells of the world, the Tyler Glasnows of the world, Yamamoto going up against Kershaw, going up against those types of things. So while being swept at home by the Astros for the first time since 2008 isn't great, I'm not freaking out about this.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not ideal. You really would prefer to not get swept by the Astros. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth because of all of the reasons and all of the things. But Dodgers are banged up. Straight up, they're very banged up. You knew about pitching. We know pitching is an issue. You don't have Snell, like you said. You don't have Glasnow. You don't have maybe every arm you would like to have in the bullpen. Shout out Brusdar Graterol. But you're also in this series missing Max Muncy. Tommy Edman is apparently dealing with a fractured pinky toe, and Teoscar Hernandez dealing with a foot injury after fouling a pitch off of his left foot in the series. So overall, just not a great. It wasn't their A lineup, and that's fine. And Astros fans are having fun with it.
Don't you need your pinky toe to run?
Allegedly, perhaps, something like that.
I mean,
I don't know. Do you think I run?
No, but you watch enough baseball to know that you probably need all of the tentacles, the phalanges on your feeties to run. Yeah. I mean, again, I do you want that? No, because we already have bad blood with the Astros, right? And obviously, and everybody knows by now, it was on Bleacher Report, it was all over the place that Oral seems to think like, listen, I don't want to open up old wounds, but in Oral's mind, he felt, I guess, and I don't want to speak for him, but it seemed like he felt like the Astros knew what was coming, whether that was the case or not, or maybe we just had really bad pitching performances.
Well, on that Bulldog quote, listen, he was having some fun. He very immediately afterwards said, this is probably stronger likelihood that Ben Kasparius is tipping his pitches, because if you watch the way that the Stros were getting hits off on Kasparius, and I hope nobody was watching that game in general, just a god-awful game to be a part of. We don't even need to ask DJ Severe when he joins us in just a second, the experience of watching one of the worst losses in Dodger Stadium history and all that kind of stuff. But Kasparius has been struggling a good bit in his over the last month. And he's moving back to the bullpen, didn't have his best stuff, but thankfully, help is on the way. And I want to take some positives from the series. Shohei Ohtani looked good in his 2 innings. Yeah. He has been great. Happy birthday, 31-year-old Shohei Ohtani. 2 innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 31 pitches, making his 4th appearance, 4th start, open, whatever you want to call it. Ha-Seong Kim, how about this kid, by the way, at second base? Obviously, I don't have the video here, but he made a couple of dazzling plays at second base, and maybe, if there's a silver lining to the Max Muncy injury, it's opportunity for Ha-Seong Kim, and he looks phenomenal at second base. Something we knew. He's a Gold Glove caliber second baseman. He was in Korea, and he is here. And how about Mookie Betts coming around a little bit? 5 hits in that series, 4-game hitting streak, hitting .375 with an OPS near 1,200. So there were some positives. Positives don't mean you didn't get swept by the Astros, though.
No, I agree with you. And again, like that, yeah, it's embarrassing. It's not only embarrassing that you get swept, it's even more embarrassing that you get swept at home. I mean,
Yeah.
like that's not, and everyone is going to be like, oh, maybe this is a benchmark series or, a series that circle on your calendar just because of everything that happened in 2017. But, again, this is an opportunity. I know it's not the try hard league. I get that. And Clint Hurdle used to say that all the time. But this is an opportunity for these guys to, continue to work on their craft. And again, the Dodgers are still in first place. I mean, if we were, if we didn't have a 7-game lead in the division, I would think it would be a little bit more problematic, but you still have an opportunity and enough space in the division to be able to kind of hit these types of lulls or hit these types of, these adversity, be able to get your way through it. But yeah, I mean, Ha-Seong Kim was a highlight reel defensively. We knew that going into the season that he was good defensively. It was more about the bat. That's why they started him in AAA, and he finally got the call up. I'm more pissed, I think, that Andy Pajes didn't make the freaking All-Star game. I understand it's hard in the outfield, but whatever. Remember when I wanted to send him to the moon? I don't want to send him to the moon.
We don't need to talk about that.
But again, let's talk about before we welcome in DJ Severe, who's the unbelievable DJ for the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. I love him so much. But there's help on the way, right? Tyler Glasnow's coming back, starting for the team on Wednesday. I mean, that's a big deal.
That is a massive deal. Tyler Glasnow is going to throw a baseball for the major league version of the Los Angeles Dodgers. That is fun. That is an adult in the starting rotation. That puts guys back where they belong. Ben Kasparius is able to go back into the bullpen where they need some help. Let's be honest. They could use an arm, another right-handed arm at the back end of the bullpen. Everybody just kind of settles into a good role. A couple of moves look like they're being made today as well. Dodgers calling up right-handed flamethrower Julian Fernandez. He'll be making his Dodgers debut. Did pitch for the Rockies back in 2021. Don't look at those numbers. Not very good. Also, breaking. I got a button for this. I'm going to push it right here because we got breaking news as well. This is incredible news. James Outman is with the Dodgers. This is from Jack Harris just a couple minutes ago. With the Dodgers at I guess they don't call it Miller Park
Milwaukee.
Anymore. Yeah, whatever
it's American
it is called.
Family Field.
Miller Park. Call it Miller Park. But that could mean an Edman to the IL move, could mean a Teoscar Hernandez to the IL move, or could mean maybe they're a little bit out on Esteury Ruiz, who has had a little bit of an opportunity but was a panic call-up after the Muncy injury. But, beyond that, Snell, Trinan, they are getting closer to coming back and helping this team. So All-Star break needs to get here already, man.
No doubt. And we're there. I mean, we're a week away. So you and I are having the wrap-up show for the first half of the season on Sunday, and we're doing Dodgers post-game on Sunday too.
Busy.
But yeah, we need a break. This team definitely needs a blow, except those guys obviously going to the All-Star game, but it's not like you're having to play in an actual real game. All right, back in a moment from after a quick word from our friends over at Foul Territory.
Kratz, we talk about HelloFresh a lot, but in the same fam is another option for you if you're looking to go on your little wellness journey or you're very picky in terms of what you're looking for ingredients-wise. You can go Green Chef this summer.
And I can heat and eat because this summer I've got like 3 days where I'm not doing anything, and I'm sure those are going to get scheduled with something. Let's give me something super quick that I can heat up. The whole family's eating healthy and they're full.
Menus change weekly, 80-plus dietitian-approved weekly meal options. Green Chef makes it easy to find those meals to fit your lifestyle, so go check it out. FT fam, there is an exclusive offer. Make this summer your healthiest yet with Green Chef. Head to greenchef.com/50territory and use code 50territory to get 50% off your first month, then 20% off for 2 months with free shipping. That's code 50territory at greenchef.com/50territory.
All right, he is the best in the business, and it is not even close. I have known DJ Severe, of course, the music director for the Los Angeles Dodgers, for many, many years, and he is one of the reasons that Dodger Stadium is an entertainment place. It's not just a place for baseball. It's a fun place to be. He's tremendous at what he does. And I've always wanted to ask you these questions. So DJ, thank you so much for being with us. I need one of those Ice Cube bobbleheads. So please hook up a girl. I appreciate that very much. 16th season as the team's musical director. I mean, that's pretty incredible. How does one become the official DJ of the Los Angeles Dodgers? How did you do this?
Ooh.
Wow. So back in 2007, 8, I had a buddy who was the Levy manager at the very bottom in the dugout club. And he asked me to come in and DJ before the games and after, just in the dugout club. And I did that during the season. It's right when we got Manny Ramirez. So they were trying to change the vibe up. And so I came in and I mixed in the pregame. And after the game, saw the game. It was just great vibes. Was meeting like Tiger Woods. It was crazy. And then there was another DJ who I guess was doing the other parts of the stadium, and he was kind of getting kind of prima donna-ish. Don't even know his name. And they asked me, could I bring in more DJs? So I got a bunch of my DJ friends, and we were at one point in time we were on every level at Dodger Stadium. Whenever you could stick a DJ, I had one of my friends there. And I started doing more work for the Dodgers themselves. And the year that the DJ horn, the burr, 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 came out, I was doing the. They had a they had a like a scavenger hunt on the field, and I was playing the heck out of that horn because it was brand new. And the guy who had just his name is Damon. He had just got hired as the producer. He came over and asked me could I send him that sound effect. And about 2 months later, I was in New York on vacation, and he emailed me, and I sent him the sound effect. And I asked him, were there any openings? And he said, as a matter of fact, we're looking for a DJ. Are you interested? And I said, yeah, because that was always been my goal to be the DJ. And so I shut down my vacation, went home, prepared. I put up all my pics that had at the stadium that I met people in the different events, and just totally prepared myself. And I knew I was just kind of like, this is what I wanted to do. So I came back home, interviewed once. They gave me a bunch of scenarios and sent me home, and I interviewed again in like 2 weeks. I practiced all these scenarios, like what do you do? Bottom of the ninth, we're down, so on, so on. So I went home. I like was just working on all these just different scenarios, and came into the interview. They didn't even go with me. They were like, "We were just messing with you. We're gonna give it to you anyway because you've been around here for so long. Everybody loves you." And so I got it. Been there ever since. You know,
Hey, that's a good way to end up getting the gig, huh? It's like, oh, we're just playing
it
with you. You
is.
got it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. It was crazy.
You mentioned the vibes. I've called you time and time again in the years that we have spoken on these sort of platforms. You're the vibe master there at Dodger Stadium. Obviously, not a good feeling coming out of a sweep against the Astros. Help us cleanse the palate for everybody. If you have, this is going to be a random one, but if you had one jam just to kind of, you can see how white I am. I called it a jam, but even so, like you're trying to change the vibes. The team's getting on a plane, flying to Milwaukee. Not the best of good homestand first half, bad homestand second half. What's the song? Let's forget everything. Let's just start grooving. Have a good time on this flight.
You know what? Yesterday, towards the end, when it kind of seemed like it was just going like bad, and I always tell people I always have to be on when the team is not on, and obviously they weren't on like this whole weekend.
Mhm.
So I just kept it simple on the Sunday vibes, and you can say jam, but I call them bops. So
Yeah.
I went with Boogie Wonderland, and it kind of like everybody was still partying. You know what I mean? It fits the Sunday afternoon atmosphere. It's enough old school with enough like new school. So I just went with Boogie Wonderland, and everybody still was very active on the screens, so it works out perfect. You know what I mean? It's towards the end of the day, and it's a Sunday afternoon. That's what you do.
That's
Yes,
right. So
yes.
this is a question that I've had before, and I know a lot of the fans listening, and actually Dave Luna on our chat wants to know this. How do you? A lot of folks think that you pick the songs for the starting lineup, but it's actually the players, I believe, that pick the songs that they want when they walk out to those songs. So how does that go? How does that go down?
Okay, so it goes down a couple of different ways. The players I'm really close with, like the Muncies, they'll text me directly, and we'll like me and Max we'll go back and forth, and he'll say, "Man, this has to work." When he was in a slump, we were texting back and forth for a minute. Um, he'll text me directly. Sometimes they'll give players like when Tommy Edman first came over, he got my number, and then he texts me directly. So it just depends. Most of the time it goes through PR through like Juan. Juan will send the message up. And then I kind of get sense when they're gonna change. I watch the games on the road and actually go on the road, so I can always sense when they're about to change up. And then when I see them walking around, like I'll see Will. Will his wife picks all his songs, so I always know like she really loves hip hop. Will's yeah. When I see Will's like, I don't know, my wife picked it, so she picks all his songs. Um, and the pictures is funny because pictures they pick a song and they normally don't change, like because Clayton's had the same song like for years, but every now and then I'll mix in his batting song, which when he was still batting was No Scrubs by TLC. So it just depends. Most of the time it comes from PR. And but usually, like I said, if I have a good relationship with the players, like Max, they'll just text me directly because they don't like to, they just like to tell me directly, see if I like it, what you think, and then we kind of have conversations back and forth.
Hey, this
And
one,
then how do
this.
you
Oh, go
decide
ahead.
what portion of the song you choose? Like, because some of it is, there's
So,
vulgarities in some. Like, how do you pick what part of
right.
the song you actually play?
Right. So I usually look at what they, especially if it's like Kike or Rojas, which is always Bad Bunny, which is always like Spanglish anyway, so you can't really tell like what it's saying. So I'll have someone preview it for me to see if it fits. And they're usually good about picking the spot that doesn't really say anything. So they kind of like know their own editing and pick their spots as perfect as they can do. And then if I need to, for sake of sound or the right person hit, sometimes I'll adjust it a couple seconds, but they're usually spot on.
I got one for you. This is for me, and I know a few people. Who are we to judge an MVP? But can we talk about Shohei and maybe changing that walk up song? I just think it's a vibe killer. A great song, the Michael Bublé, feeling good. We need something a little bit more spicy for Shohei Ohtani. What do you think? Can we put in a text? Can we put in a request to maybe him, maybe Mamiko? How do we make this work? Decoy making the
You know what?
decisions.
You know what? Actually, I I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt the same way at first, but the way that I've grown used to it and that the fans have grown used to it, like the way we drop it, and then when I get out, right, the certain amount of time, and Dieter kind of carries under it a little bit, I think it works perfect. So I don't want to mess with it at all. I love it. And then it's more recognizable now. That's actually the first one that he actually picked. His first the last year when he had the Lupe fiasco, he didn't pick that. They just kind of like everybody was trying to figure out what to play for him and they were looking for any song that says show. So that's originally his only song that he picked. So I actually love it, and I think the fans like it too because you can hear the crowd just go crazy when it just starts off.
I mean, it
I mean,
helps
I
that
think they're
Shohei's
going
coming up. Yeah.
crazy because it's Shohei Ohtani. Let's be honest. Let me
No
ask you
doubt,
a question
no
though.
doubt.
Somebody was asking what it was like to work alongside Dieter Rule, who's obviously the organist at Dodger Stadium. I know you guys have a very close relationship. You have to be in tune with what one
Yes,
another is doing. You guys do such an amazing
yeah.
job of having your own scene and your own vibe, and you never step on each other. How does that relationship go?
Oh, yeah. Me and Dieter, he's like, I say we're like right arm, left arm because we know each other without even talking about what we need to do. Like I sit in front of him, so he's behind me, and we have a headset on that we kind of communicate with each other. Very rarely do we need to say, well, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. I know exactly when he's going to play. I know exactly when, if he's not playing, that I should jump in and then we kind of tap each other and say, "Hey, yeah, yeah, I'm ready to go." So it takes the rhythm is we're both kind of musicians and we grew up in music, so you kind of know when he's gonna crescendo up and then when he's gonna come down, and you just have to be prepared. It's actually kind of spooky how we're on the same kind of like talent wave because I sometimes I don't even know how easily we do it because it's just like natural. We'll and every now and then we'll come in and we'll talk about a couple different things and we'll compliment each other on how you like this. We do things so seamless sometimes it really impresses me. You know what I mean? But Dieter's the best, and then like just I'm not stepping on him because I know where what his lane is, and then him not stepping on me is just perfect. You never know what we're both gonna come up with, and then he'll like if we have something special planned, like he'll say I got this, and I'll say like kind of I got this, and then he'll compliment me when I do something that kind of like accentuates the game, and same vice versa with him. But yeah, love us working together. You know what I mean? I appreciate the love that we get because people say we're the best in the MLB at doing it, so I appreciate that.
You know, it is.
It's
It's
true.
really it's a super group. You know, you guys, you're musicians at heart, and obviously Dieter in his own right. I don't know if you play any sort of musical instruments. We know he gets down on the keys, but that's what you are. You guys are just musicians feeling the groove, and it's very apparent. I say it time and time again. There's nowhere better to watch a ball game than Dodger Stadium. It's been that way for the last decade plus, been that way even before then. But what I wanted to ask you is how have things kind of changed since going back to an Otani question, since Shohei Otani joined this team? Because now, just about every single day, you got 50,000 instead of the usual
Right.
45,000. How insane is it in this
Yeah.
Otani era?
There's never a lull now. Like I would say, even though I'm always standing up, but it's like my mind is always going. And I think the thing I do different is now I used to kind of like wing it, like okay, see how I'd come in, kind of get the feeling. But this now, before I'll think about it more, and I'll make it like a pre-list of like maybe 26 songs that I know I'm gonna play based off of the script. So I'll kind of put it together, and then I kind of like visualize the game more now in certain scenarios than I did before. I like to let it come to me and just kind of work through it, but still I like to do a little bit of planning before, especially for something like the debacle that we had with the worst loss. So you try to want to have like a lot. I don't want to have to think at that point in time. I'd rather kind of have some things kind of like laid out for whichever way we're gonna go. But as far as it being like every night is like 50,000. I think this year we hit our attendance record way earlier than we had before, and you can sense it. It's just different kinds of fans coming in, and then the different types of variations that we do with like the anime and the hololive different things we're doing. So I've had to kind of like learn different things and different musics, and no shot on the music that's out today, but there's really not a lot to work with. So I'm having to search a little bit more to find stuff, but it's actually giving me a chance to bring back more old school, like the Boogie Wonderland, because it fits, and it has an audience of ears that are used to it, and it has an audience of ears that don't really get that much good music anymore. So I welcome the part to bring in the old school and then kind of bring everybody together during the game.
What do you say to the people that are like, Dodger Stadium is too loud?
Oh, yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody about that, and it. They don't realize that we turn it up on certain series because we have that crowd advantage. And when I go across the country and you meet the other players, they love it. It's just
Hmm.
those the different fans, and I get it. Some places it's louder than others, and in the press box they always talk crap. But I always blame it, or I don't blame it. I just say I'm just a DJ. I just ship the music. I don't turn up the volume, so it is what it is. Um, but it's to our advantage, and our system. Like I've gone to um usually I travel, or I not travel, but I'll check out other stadiums during the season, and there was only other one system that I thought came close to ours, and it was the old Oakland Coliseum, but it's now gone. But their
Hmm.
system kind of was close to ours, but nobody else sounds as good as ours. And why not use it if it's our home field advantage? We have to take advantage of it, because to me, especially in playoffs. Like I'm always been a Dodger fan, always been a big playoff baseball fan. Even if we're not in playoffs, which is very rare, I watch every game because I just love how baseball goes from silence to just off the crack of a bat, just the crowd roaring, and to be able to accent the music on top of that with the bass that we have and whatever song we use, because our system works with whatever rock, hip hop, pop, country, everything bangs there. So it's just to our advantage, and it's like I'm sorry, but if you really want it. I mean, everybody needs to change their stadium and step it up because we can all do it. This is that's our home field advantage, and the players love it. All the players love it.
Yeah, and there's something fun about the rumble in your seat there at Dodger Stadium. Nowhere rocks harder than that. Speaking of rocks, you got some rings, another ring added to the collection
Yeah.
from last year. How about that bad boy? Hey, if you're going to send along that Ice Cube head, maybe send the bobblehead, maybe send one of those to Alanna, and then I could live vicariously through that. But obviously, you posted this not too long ago on your social. Hey, double rings, feeling good, going for number 3 this year. Which ring, in your opinion, has a little bit more flash, a little bit more flair, which is nicer?
You know, this year the gold just really pops. And I think this one kind of sort of it takes away the the excuse everybody was giving us that we had a halfway season. You know what I mean? So this one is like special, even though the other one's special too, because we 2020 was a special within itself. But I think it just silenced all the haters um that said we didn't really do it. Because I mean, I got tired of arguing that, just like I get tired of arguing everything. I mean, you play your season. Everybody had to play the same season, whether 2020 you in your mind is a half season. But the way we did it last year with all the injuries and just the way Doc managed the team during the playoffs, because I went to the games in San Diego, I went to the games in New York, and I went to the games at the Yankees, and just the way that like Doc managed the team with the injuries that we had to the bullpen, it was masterful to me. So it was like it was this ring means a lot.
You know what else means a lot is just your tie, obviously, to Los Angeles and more specifically Altadena and Pasadena. And I know
Hmm.
that you and a lot of your family members went through a horrific situation when the fires hit about 6-7 months ago. And I know that you've really tried to do stuff in the community to rebuild. So tell us more about those efforts and how we can assist as Altadena and Pasadena and Los Angeles tries to rebuild.
Yeah, so in my immediate family, we lost about 9 homes. My grandmother, who just turned 100 on the third, she only lost her garage, but every home around her is gone. And my childhood home, which she used to own across the street, is just burned to the ground. So within me and my friends, probably about 110 homes that we lost. But thankfully, all my family, we've had none of us have any like insurance issues. Everything's coming. We don't have any nightmares. Everybody's kind of like, even though they're displaced and they're not in their homes, everyone is comfortable and set on rebuilding. The community is strong. It's always been a strong community. We've always loved each other and taken care of each other. My family does a we have a setup at my grandmother's, my other grandmother who passed away, Maggie Love. We have a
Mhm.
constant drop off center at First AME church. We have a constant drop off center where we're taking in stuff on a daily. We're still feeding the community. We're giving water. We're giving food. We My aunts are there cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Um, from every day, and it's just been going every day. And just the constant um, attention that we get and the people that reach out to see if we need anything on a daily basis is still going on. Because although it's not in the news as much anymore, there's still people trying to recover from everything that they lost. So it's definitely been an outpouring, and we feel the love.
Altadena's strong, and I know that you and your family, despite that hardship, are doing so much to get Altadena back to where it used to be, the great community that it is, and that it will be again. We appreciate you so
Yes,
much. I could have you on for 5 hours. I have all kinds of questions to ask you. I love you to death. Thank you for taking the time. I know the team is on the road now, but we look forward to
yes.
listening to you again soon, DJ. Thank you so much.
I
Appreciate you,
appreciate you. I
man.
love you guys. Appreciate it.
All right,
Yeah.
take care, DJ Severe. We appreciate you.
All right, Riz, let's go ahead and listen to us real quick, and then we'll be back with some last licks.
Nothing beats relaxing on a hot summer day and watching baseball. And the simplest way to get in on the action is to download the Pick Six app from DraftKings.
Yeah, it's crazy simple. You just pick more or less on the stats for two or more of your favorite players, and boom, you're in the mix for big cash prizes. Nail your picks, and then you start heating up. Pick Six brings upside and payouts up to 500 times.
Pick Six from DraftKings is the most fun way to play fantasy sports. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and use code FOUL. That's code FOUL for new customers to get a special sign-up offer. Better payouts, bigger wins. Only with Pick Six from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick Six not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see picksix.draftkings.com/promos.
All All right, guys, I just want to reintroduce you to Morgan. This little lady was found roaming around outside of a bar in San Diego, Texas. So she's located in Texas, but you can see that picture there. She's full of mange. She had a lot of wounds, a lot of scabs, overgrown toenails. I mean, just severely, severely neglected. The good news is she is in a medical foster now, and we got to get her healthy, right? We got to get her skin better. We got to make her happy. What we really could use is some items off of her wish list. She's not close to being adopted yet. She's not ready, but we could definitely need some donations, or you can go to our social page and go to her Amazon wish list and send her some stuff for her skin. She needs toys. She also needs some treats. So please consider helping Morgan. Go to Guidry'sGuardian.org. All right, Clint, what's coming up on All Dodgers with Clint Pasillas?
Well, we got an earlier day today for the Dodgers, earlier game, so that means a nice, not super late post game. We will be live after the game. I believe myself, my buddy Jeff Snyder, and Kevin Skinner will be live talking about, hopefully, a Dodger win.
We are going to be talking about a Dodger win. All right, baseball thought for the road. I love this by Commissioner Rob Manfred selecting Clayton Kershaw as the legend pick. I mean, that's the right thing to do, right? It's Clayton's 11th All-Star game, I believe. But I mean, incredibly deserving. The man's a legend.
Yeah, I'll err on the side of being positive about it. I don't know. It feels a little bit like a participation award, but I guess at the same time, dude just hit the 3,000 strikeout mark in his career. That is something special. That is something likely that will never happen again in baseball. So that should mean something. I don't think Clayton is ready to hang up the spikes just yet. And it feels to me like a couple years ago with, Miggy Cabrera and Albert Pujols, we knew it was their last season. So having this commissioner's pick had a little bit more weight to it. But either way, to say Clayton Kershaw is an 11-time All-Star, just adding to the pile of things that will be on that Cooperstown plaque 5 years after he does officially hang it up. It's special. I wish he did it more on having a phenomenal year and a billion strikeouts and all that kind of stuff. But we'll take what we can get.
How dare you? He's a legend. He deserves it. I have absolutely no problem with this. Congratulations, obviously, to Yamamoto as well, who was selected as well. And of course, I think Pajes should have been there, but it's a very crowded outfield in the National League. So I guess I can understand why he's not.
Yeah, there's already a lot of Dodger representation and the whole thing. Everybody needs to have at least one member of their ball club
that's
on
stupid.
the roster. Yeah, hopefully they do something. Do away with that. I doubt they do, but it is what it is. But good series coming up in Milwaukee. You do have Yama. You do have Kershaw, and then Glasnow making his return. So we need an angry win. That's what I would love to see. You got to stop the bleeding right here, and nobody better than Yoshinobu Yamamoto to play the stopper.
Yeah, Yamamoto going up against Freddie Peralta will be a good matchup. That's going to do it for us. Clint is doing post-game tomorrow. I don't know who you have on. It's not me.
Oh, are you not here? Oh, crap. This is good news for me to find out.
Nope. Yeah, so I don't know who you're doing it with. I am back next week. Or not yet next week because it's All-Star break, but the week after for post-game. But anyway.
Wait, you also out this coming Thursday?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm here. Just post-game tomorrow, I can't.
My people will talk to your people after we're done.
Yeah, have your people call my people. We'll get it all squared away. You guys, thanks for being with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Clint will be back with you on post tomorrow, and then we're both back together on Thursday. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Go Dodgers.